Hello everyone and welcome to the Mid Atlantic Regional Qualifier for College Disc Golf presented by Dynamic Disc and powered by Rivosary Rangefinders. Run Productions bringing you this team coverage. I'm Felix.
And I am Conrad.
Conrad, we are here at the Shawmut Disc Golf Depot in Clermont, Pennsylvania, a private course with a lot of unique features.
A lot of unique features that require a lot of unique and technical shots. With this one, we get to see how a team plays it. We have Ohio State and RIT Burnt Umber up at the top, but a lot of other teams are still on the course vying for a win. The Ohio State Universities taking the top bill here, not to be confused with any other Ohio State. Then we have the Rochester Institute of Technology, their Burnt Umber team. We're going to start off here on hole 1, which is a par 3 coming in at 203 feet. Simple on paper, but technical when it comes to the actual layout. I want to give a huge shout out to Lance Corner's Getaway, as they are the drone sponsor for this event. Off the tee, you want to make it through this initial gap right here, not going too far to the left or to the right, as there is OB on the right and just natural OB on the left. You get around the basket, there's a few guardian trees, but easy enough for a team event for someone to get a birdie. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm calling. That's my prediction.
So you're calling 2 birdies here off the rip?
Sure.
The Ohio State University leading things off here. Team format, if you've watched some of our previous team coverage, it's 4 players per team. They are set up as 2 individual teams of 2, so it's best shot doubles. The first pair of partners will throw here off the tee. Then the second set of partners will play from the best shot of those 2 shots.
Mm-hmm.
So it alternates in that form, but as you kind of watch here, you'll get the lay of the land.
Yeah. They do alternate teeing, so it's not the same group or pairing that's teeing each hole. They are dedicated to which hole they tee on.
We have Rochester Institute of Technology.
RIT. Rochester not too far here from this venue. It was fun seeing these teams filtering in throughout the week, as it was cold all week, but they filtered in and you saw them out there just playing the course, getting to know this particular setup. That one, not a great effort. Burns it over to the left-hand side there.
It's looking a little better, but finds a tree and gets stopped. Remember that 2 I was predicting?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to edit that out.
That one clips the tree on the right-hand side there. A little bit of slickness here, as there was some precipitation throughout the week there. And Evan Cole getting that one up near the basket, giving them a look for the 3. Mm-hmm. Hey, there's a Rivosary rangefinder right there.
Hey, I like those things. That's the one I have in my bag.
All bid here for the 2.
Oh, just off the top.
It gets that ricochet.
A good thing it didn't ricochet down the hill, is because it is kind of close to the hill as well. Oh.
So neither team getting the 2 here.
I'm definitely editing that out.
Squeaking in the 3 there. So par for RIT. Tap in here for Ohio State.
Barbecue?
No movement on the card through the first hole.
A barbecue, as they called it. And I wonder if both of these teams are aware that the Penn State is just only like 1 stroke off of being on the lead. So they're only 3 strokes off from the lead card, I believe.
Yeah, it's a close battle. The chase card is something they're going to have to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 2 coming in at par 4, 587 feet. There's a little bit of a gully there you're clearing off of the tee. You want to get your drive moving from right to left, landing somewhere in this general area here. That will give you your best shot at the secondary line here to the pin. Really, it's all about the tee shot. You need something that's going to finish more to the left. Being on the right-hand side does pinch off your angle quite severely and can really take the birdie out of play.
And being too far right where the car was, it wasn't marked doing the drone footage, but there is an OB line there as well.
That one is inbounds there, but you really want to be more left here to see if his partner can squeak on more to the left-hand side. Similar line, but a little bit more angle, and that's much better.
Yes. Ooh.
There you go.
Wow, it got through.
Yeah, clipped him, still kind of fought forward and finished left.
Do I have something there?
Smooth release there for Evan Cole.
That's the line.
Goodness, that is way up there.
It is. He's a little far left, but they should still have a clean gap to go through. This right here is the cleanest gap that you can ask for.
It's a little low there. Not quite what you want after having that good of a drive.
And his partner gets it a little bit closer, but still leaving a little meat on there.
Yeah. They've got a sizable gap here, so they ended up lucking out. So that one floats on over the top there by Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Don't be afraid to hit.
And that's going to fade off to the left there outside of the circle. Ohio State here. Oh.
A little short left. Let's see if he can bring it on home here for the birdie.
Yeah,
And he does.
Let's go.
All right, so they do manage to get the birdie there after that really good drive. All right, T with this left for their birdie. Stroke play so far as both teams are matching each other hole for hole.
What could we have here?
What do we have here? This never gets old. Opening a new box of discs.
Fancy stuff here.
Okay. Ooh. This thing is sick.
Good quality, super stiff, pretty grippy too, I would say.
I'm really super excited to throw these.
I think I would throw every disc in this plastic.
All right, hole 3 is a par 4 at 426 feet. This could really be a par 5 with how difficult this hole plays. You want to get through or down this. Oh, this is a different hole that I'm thinking of. Never mind. You want to get down here. The hole is going to turn from left to right, not once, but twice, a little bit more subtle on the second turn. Ideally, you want to stay in the fairway as long as you can and make it down here to the green. There's a low ceiling and a guardian tree on the green. That'll make your putts a little bit more difficult. That right there is a little turned over. He had the right idea to stay in the fairway, but a little turned over and hit that tree, kick to the right.
Yeah, you can try to get aggressive with the forehand if you're a right-hand player, but really putter will get you the birdie on this hole.
Yeah.
That should be in a pretty good position there as long as he didn't push too far.
It looked like he may have pushed too far since his teammate is right there.
Oh, yeah.
That looked like it's going in right.
Approach putter
Perfectly.
there.
Yep.
Very nicely done. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's eating it up. He loves it. Andrew with a similar line, maybe a little further.
Yeah, he pushed.
Yeah, that's a little too straight.
Yeah, so they pushed past it just a bit. So they're having a...
It's more of a flex forehand shot from this line.
Yeah.
And that there's like that false fairway on the left-hand side, which can kind of sucker you into going that way. That looks better.
Yep, it's going to hook up. Yep. Oh, that tree. That looked like the right line, but that tree just came in a little earlier.
That's too straight, and that's going to be in that false fairway there on the left. There's somewhat of a line depending on where you are in between the trees, but it's a very low ceiling.
You really have to kind of like push past the basket in order to have that line. I know from experience.
And that hits the same tree that was hit previously. And yeah, now you see the line that they're left with here. So they kind of have a line in between the trees, but it's not much of one.
Oh, it was really there though.
Wow.
The gap I'm talking about is further over there on the right.
Yeah.
Just past the basket.
They are outside the circle here, so they can fall forward, as we just saw. And that one clips that low ceiling and gets knocked straight down.
That's right under the basket, so easy tap in for the rest of the teammates.
This for the birdie. Nicely done. Good putt there, Ohio State. Pulling away there a little bit. That's after playing match play the first couple of holes there.
RIT taps in for their putt. For their par.
Yeah, taking the par there now. That expands the lead to 3 strokes in favor of the Ohio State University. We come to hole 4. This is a par 5, 507 feet. Probably one of the shorter par 5s you're going to see, but this hole has a lot of technicality involved with it. A very tight fairway the entirety of the hole here, keeping you drive in the middle of the fairway. Really anything past 250 feet and you're in a good position here. Again, the secondary shot here, another tight tunnel, filtering from right to left at the end of its flight here. You can really do mid-range and give yourself an approach to get the birdie here, but if you try to get too aggressive, you can easily turn that birdie into a bogey.
Yeah. Those high-speed discs will ricochet off trees much more aggressively than something that's flying nice and easy like a mid.
That one, oh boy, there's not great options there for either of those drives for Ohio State.
Well, being on the left side is slightly worse than being on the right side.
Yes.
I don't know.
This looks center
They're both bad,
cut.
but that's perfect right there. As long as you're in the middle, you're happy. Well, your teammate's happy.
And that gives Evan the green light to try to push a little bit more forward, gets one of the last limbs on the right side and kind of kills the momentum on that drive.
I think had he not hit that limb, he would have went a little straighter for longer.
A little punch out forehand, and that filters to the right.
Yeah. A little back and forth here. See if he can stay out and into the fairway.
That's much
and he
better.
does, yes.
It's a short par 5, so you don't want to hit the panic button when you're off the fairway on your drive, especially in this format. You can still salvage here and get up and down for a possible birdie or worst par. As they're throwing their 3rd shots now, so they need to get this in a scoreable position, and that's not it.
No.
So they're going to have some work to do still here. Is RIT finally getting to their drive?
Yeah. And he swings that a little wide, but luckily gets kicked back into the fairway.
Oh, that's great. Woodpecker for life.
Don't even need to do commentary.
Woodpecker for life. I love that.
Just when you think you've heard it all,
Yeah.
just something else that just makes so much sense.
Oh, they're actually in better position than I thought off of their 3rd shot. So this is their 4th coming. They still have a chance to save the par there. Little floaty bid up approach.
Yep,
a little
that'll
short,
work.
but that's a makeable putt.
Yeah, literally.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that had the commitment.
Gets a favorable stop at the end of it as well. And they managed to salvage the par there despite being in trouble multiple times on that hole.
And in for the birdie there.
Dropping it in. Nicely played hole there for RIT.
Getting one back on Ohio State. All right, here we go. A hole 5 is a par 3, a little shorty coming in at 250, but don't get it confused. This is a technical shot here. You have to get out of this gap, missing the trees on the left and the right, and you have to be mindful that there is a mulch that is around the basket in this half moon shape that does play as OB. So you want to do your best to land inside of the island without going into the splash zone. It is on an elevated Mario pole.
All right, T first here, and that clips the inside of the gap there. Fights its way out, but it stays short of the moat, so he'll be inbound still. Yeah, you either want to be short of that water hazard or be inside on the actual peninsula there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
He doesn't like it. That's fading out hard left. But again,
I wouldn't call it awful, though.
Come on, do it again.
Nice and high bid there.
Wow. And that's,
Say it sticks right by, and it
don't know how that
stays
didn't
safe.
skip into the water. I have no clue. Especially for how hard it is around there.
This looks pretty good. Swinging on back in.
Ooh.
Hits the tree and stops safe as well.
Yeah. I think he was definitely going for the ace run there.
Long bid there.
And that one did stay inbound, so
Evan missing short left there, but much closer tap in there for the par. And Ohio State here to gain a stroke, and they will do so, capitalizing on a good drive.
Woody tapping in the par.
So Ohio State increasing that lead right back up to 3 after giving one back the previous hole. Hole 6, par 4, 408 feet. This one is a little bit of a tricky one here. Off the tee, you're looking to push something relatively straight the entire way here up until the last maybe third of its flight, and then you want a little bit of left-hand finish, but not too much. Finishing early can obstruct your secondary shot here, which leads into this very guarded and protected green here. It's really a matter of just kind of throttling back on your drive and having it land in a good spot, or if you're going to go for it, you need to punch something high speed and really kind of take the turn out of play. That one's skipping along there.
Gets caught up on the ground, though. And this little tree on the right, it really should not come into play, but it just gets in your mind that it's there and it's affecting your line.
That one almost gets rich coming on through. And you'll see being too far to the right here is not ideal. You almost want to be more left, but it's such a fine line either way.
Yeah, with this course being so new and so off the beaten path, the true...
That looked so good.
Yeah, the true fairways just aren't as well defined. They're
Right.
there, but they're not as well defined. So you're trying to find a line, stick it, and hope that it works out. They
Going
keep
for the
hitting
back-
trees, though.
Yeah, he's going for the back door there, which is kind of there, but it's very much poke and hope
Yeah.
on that right side. The left side seems to play a little more open, but if you're out of position, you can't necessarily access it.
You say that, and he goes clean through the right side. Just
With the straightest flying putter on a forehand I've ever seen. This is an awkward shot here. He's thrown across his body on an Anheuser with a stable approach disc.
and having to go up above those limbs too. Just so much going on.
Yeah. It's more, yeah, this is more of the natural shot here. A little Anheuser out of there.
Yeah,
Some
Whoa.
float, and he almost dunks it.
he does. Wow, right next to the basket. Oh,
Just off the right there,
so
Evan.
this is one where your putt is framed up and you just have to hit it.
Exactly. And Evan does just that for Rochester, nailing home the birdie. And leaving his teammate hanging.
There you go.
There it
you
is.
go.
Now he gets
There
some
you go.
love. Birdie for Ohio State as well.
His teammate was working. He was going to pick up the other teammate's putter, so he was still working.
Nice star frame there for both teams. Well done. The gap remains at 3.
In this game, preparation is everything. It gives you that edge to become something from nothing. Success is not by accident. Because you know, the course plays no favorites. You know what it takes to be the best. In this game, detail matters. Idio Sports.
Hole 8 is a par 3 coming in at 356 feet, and this will be corrected to a par 4 while they're playing. You want to come down this narrow fairway. Again, trees left or right. You want to make this turn, going to the left, and the basket is just up here on the left off of the natural fairway. If you are off to the left or right, it's just straight scramble mode to get there. Again, they did change this to a par 4 as they were actually playing the course.
Yeah, it plays more to a par 4. There's just no way to get there on your drive here. You really need to push something straight-ish for about 280 feet to get to the edge of that initial hallway and then make your turn to the left there.
Yeah. If you want to get flirty, you can try to make the turn on the drive, but you're going to run into problems pushing it too straight.
That
We're in the middle of the fairway, baby.
Finds the middle there after being a little low right-hand side, getting a little love from that berm.
Ooh.
And that does not get any love as it gets kicked further right.
Yeah.
Do it twice.
So I have a weird angle if they're trying to approach from here.
This is not one that you necessarily practice.
Not on purpose anyway.
Right.
You may be throwing a shot and be like, oh, I didn't mean for it to do that, but hey, this may work here.
And then it's like, well, which disc can I trust on this angle to then fight out and not turn over enough?
Not turn into a
too
roller.
Much, right. But yeah, you don't go to a field and be like, let me go ahead and throw all my discs on this angle and see what it does. Maybe you should, though. And when you're in this left-hand side, there's almost no way to get through. I don't know how that fought back out. I was in there, and I can tell you, it's almost like an X grid in front of you, like everything just crisscrosses and there's no real line.
And
oh, get out of here.
Unless you throw what they're throwing, I don't know what they're doing.
That is a remarkable shot to even get anywhere near the green.
Falling. That was commitment there. A little bit too much, a little too high.
Floaty bitch.
He tries to give it in there. A little awkward stance here, but this will be a great recovery.
Looking for the birdie.
Ooh. Hitting the basket.
See if his partner here can make the adjustment. So obviously there's a window there. We'll see a couple of pars here from both teams. So no movement after that hole. We remain a 3-stroke gap in favor of Ohio State.
Hole 10 is a par 3 coming in at 247 feet. This is a very technical shot. It's moving from left to right the entire way on a subtle turn with trees just in the prime spot for where you want to throw. Once you do get to the basket, there is OB. There's a cliff behind the basket. There's no other way to say it. So if you go by the basket, you may want to leave that disc down there. It's about a 80, 90 foot drop to get down there to get it. So this is a little too straight. He gets kickbacks toward the fairway.
It's a very technical, specific type of turnover shot. And the left-hand side comes up very fast on you.
Yep, that's a little too straight as well.
Yep. You almost need to throw what feels like almost a shank to the right. That was almost it.
Yeah.
See if
so
Evan can make the
you got to throw a shank, but just past those two trees that he hit.
Kind of get to that left-hand side of the tee box like that and throw with a lot of cut. Mm-hmm. That's a very good shot there.
Yes. I mean, I want to be on the team, so I can just hear people yelling at me. Good shot.
Good little floaty approach there. That gives his
nice and
partner
safe.
a chance to run it.
Ooh. And, he ran it. You see the OB line, and that disc is rolling down the cliff that I was just speaking of. It's still rolling down the cliff. It's still rolling down the cliff.
And the birdie there is Andrew Durrell knocks it home for RIT.
Woody.
Way to hit it, Woody.
And the par there. So RIT fighting back and getting one back on the scoreboard there, bringing it back to a 2-stroke difference between these two teams. All right, we come to course hole 11. This is a par 3 at 317 feet. You are throwing over death here as you see this drop off here. Very substantial. It is out of bounds if you go down there. So you want to carry your disc over back towards this right-hand side, which this green is elevated and on a platform with a roll-away potential behind, left, and right. A very tricky shot, a specific type of drive that you need here. Something straight that just kind of naturally fades to the left. Overstability may not necessarily be your friend on this hole. That looks too stable and early.
Yep. And that's exactly what that is, too early and to the left. You need to push further forward, but again, the back does come up quickly.
That looks pretty good there. Just
that's fast, though. That's fast.
Yeah. And it sails there.
Yeah.
You almost want to throw something neutral in stability, a little bit slower. If you can get a mid-range that distance there, that's pretty ideal for this hole. Mm-hmm. And just letting it naturally drift over to the left. Everything about this hole wants to bring your disc back over to the left.
Yeah.
That one stays hung up on the right-hand side there.
And that looks a little early, too.
Might be safe, though, but kind of drops down. Still in the safe area there.
Mm-hmm. We say safe, but there's nothing safe about this putt or approach.
Oh,
he sails
goodness. Great bid, though. In partner golf, you can do that because now your partner can just lay one up here.
He better lay it up. Better not go down the hill, okay.
Okay, he does his job there for the team. Uphill bids here coming up for RIT. That one.
Through a very small gap.
Yeah.
So even with the green light to try to go for it, and he puts some mustard on it, but here's an early vine.
And even this putt is still scary.
Yeah, every putt is scary. Everything except for the drop in.
Yeah.
You didn't get yours, did you?
There you go.
Andrew making his putt there. So a couple of pars here. Tough one to get. Like I said, the distance is not the issue. It's all about the angle.
It's everything else.
Yeah.
Everything else. The
speed,
angle, the speed, the
angle.
landing, the reaction, the roll, the type of plastic.
And that wraps up our front nine. The Ohio State University still leading the way here after the front half of this course. We've still got the back half coming your way from the Shawmut Depot Disc Golf Course here in Clermont, Pennsylvania. We appreciate you guys checking out the action. We've got a battle coming down this stretch here. Anything can still happen. Check us out on all of our socials at Ace Run Pro. Give us a like, share, and subscribe here on YouTube. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for a bit here. More action to come your way still from Shawmut Depot here on Ace Run Productions.